As I was saying, 300 feet it's been heard of. 350 feet's been heard of, but it's a really difficult shot. It has to be perfect circumstances. Mainly, your main engagements are going to be in 200 feet. You can hit a 200, as long as you can hit a 250-foot target. I think you're a good shot. I mean, and that might be your standard, but that's my standard. You need to be able to hit it multiple times consistently. Scopes for a sniper, externals are also a big deal with snipers. You need to have a good scope. This is a really crappy scope that I got with the gun, but it's a 3:9 magnification power. It's got 3:9 magnification. Basically means that if I'm looking at something, I can turn this wheel and it'll increase the magnification that I'm looking at by either 3 times or 9 times. It can be adjusted so the crosshairs are always on target. It has a place to look through the scope here, and a place where this is called the exit pupil, and that's what you see out, and that's your directed focus. This, contrary to what most people think, a lot of people that I've seen who don't know how to shoot always put their eye right up on close to the scope. You'll still shoot, you're going to get a scope in your eye. Really, you should have minimum maybe 2.5 inches. I don't know. I like 3 inches is a good range, but I mean, like, it should be about here, that far off, to be able to look through the scope and get a full picture. Some people like it farther, some people like it closer. But then again, this is airsoft, so scope in your face really isn't going to be much of a deal. Okay. The next one I'm going to talk about is electric guns, and the part of what most people do. Now, I only have an M16, so I cannot show you all the different types. But Airsoft does make guns of pretty much anything that the real world makes. Airsoft has a copy of it. There are hundreds of different manufacturers for all sorts of things for Airsoft. Tons of websites to go by, and if you do, I highly suggest that you do not buy off a website unless there is there's no store locally or near you, to the point, because people at the store will be able to talk with you, talk you through whatever you're doing, make sure that you got the right buy and stuff like that. Now, electric guns, most people are what they consider to be a rifleman, which basically means they carry a rifle, or commander. They carry a rifle, which is either outfitted with optics, flashlights, foregrips, lasers, and in some cases a grenade launcher. But that's the main focus of a lot of people, because it's easy and there's not much else you can do. Electric guns are probably going to be the most reliable out of these. Actually, I take that back. Once upgraded, spring guns will be the most reliable. Electric guns in the winter, pretty much all guns other than spring will not do too well in the winter. If it gets cold in your area, the mech box which is what runs this gun, it's a shell around all the gears, will crack and sometimes not explode but break to where it ruins your gun. You have to buy all new parts, which is a big deal. Let's see. Even gas guns, because of the way gas is, it expands in heat and comes closer together. I'm sorry, I don't remember the right term right now. Comes closer together in the cold. So because of that, the gas pressure, is what I'm trying to get at, is not going to be the most efficient, because it's going to be small. There's not going to be enough to really blow back the bolt. It's going to use more of the gas than what you really need to get it back, and it's just going to be bad. Range is going to be low, FPS is going to be low, everything's going to be low, and accuracy is going to be horrible. But electric guns, like I said, battery in the stock or in the foregrip, depending what gun you're using, and in some cases even in the top over here, like an AK-47. Certain types of AK-47s keep it up here. Now, like basic rifle, by basic accuracy, however, the longer the barrel, most likely the better range and accuracy you're going to have. Not always true, but I'm not going to get into that. But riflemen are most common, and you might hear a lot of people saying M16s, everyone and their grandmother has an M16 or an M4 variant. It's true, everyone does, because they're, in my opinion, the best gun because they're light, there's tons of them, there's aftermarket parts that you can put on it, they're the most customizable, and their mech boxes might not be the strongest of all of the different types, but it's going to be the easiest to repair. And I mean, these guns, M16s, M4s, everyone knows what it is. I mean, if something goes down in the field, you can probably get some parts from somebody else who might have it. But then again, it depends on who you play with. Now, Echo is a great company. I'm just going to get into this for just a second. Echo One is a great company. I seem to get a lemon from them for some reason because after maybe a month of owning the gun, maybe a few weeks, the thread, this is a two-piece barrel, the threads from this barrel and this barrel stripped, which meant that the whole lower part fell through, the whole upper part I had in my hand. The gun hit the ground, broke the hop up, broke the stock, and fell down the stairs. I got it fixed, but it was not a very happy day. And let's see if I can't get this back in. Okay. There we go. Okay. That's basically just a little bit about Airsoft. Just on the different types of guns. I'm going to get real quick into DMRs. DM is a designated marksman. DMR is a designated marksman rifle. Like this one, I usually run as a scout or a recon kind of guy, just because I like that thing. But for that, you're going to want a longer gun, one that you can mount a scope onto to get better accuracy and whatnot. One that is light, like this one is incredibly light, not like an M14, which is M14s are incredibly heavy. They can range anywhere from 10 to like 15 pounds with nothing on it. That's a lot of weight. This is probably fully loaded with everything, battery, BBs, magazine, all my external features. It weighs about 10 pounds. But this is Scout. There's multiple different roles of a designated marksman. Scout is just one of them. Now the true designated marksman, or the squad marksman, is basically going to want to have a longer gun than their squad members, just for more accuracy. It needs to be probably, and I recommend in a squad you all have interchangeable guns, so if someone runs out of ammo or they're all out of magazines, someone can just throw in a magazine, they can pop it in, they're back up and ready. But it should have a long rifle with the ability to mount optics, and the person who is being the designated marksman needs to have good accuracy skills. That's very important. If you don't have good accuracy, then there's no point in being one, because you're just going to be a hindrance to your team. And those are the basic functions of an Airsoft team. You have Sniper, Grenadier, which is just a rifleman with a grenade launcher, Rifleman, Commander, designated marksman, and there's one more, which is automatic rifleman, which carries a saw or a M240. Basically just lay down cover fire for their team and to intimidate the other team. And Sniper is not really a squad role, just to let you guys know. Sniper is a lone role most of the time, unless he's running with a spotter, which is not really needed in Airsoft. But that pretty much concludes this video. If you have any questions, just please PM me or have a comment, and I'll do my best to answer them, and if enough people ask the same question, I'll do another video for it. And just some updates, I will be having a few more reviews coming up. I'm not sure when. I am waiting to hear if I can borrow the guns, and I'm sorry about not being able to get a shooting review for the pistol. The gas that I'm using really made my gun mess up. It ruined the hop up and all sorts of crazy stuff. So now I gotta replace the hop up bucket and get propane. And just a disclaimer, don't use Sapient Arms gas. Some people say it's great, but it is way overloaded with lube, and it's going to ruin your hop up, ruin your barrel, everything, and it's just going to get all over the place. So try not to use it that much if you can. So go with propane, in my opinion. But that's basically it. I'll upload a video about magazines, the difference between high caps and mid caps, relatively soon. And thank you for watching my video. Bye.